everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with a layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict, and I am using a super cute cut file called Balloons, which of course will be linked in the description box down below, like I do every time I do one of these videos. And I'm actually doing a 9x12 layout for this, and it's documenting, I think it's 5 months, Lincoln's 5 months. So I think I've said this before quite a few times, but I am creating a milestones album for Lincoln that just has, his monthly photos, weekly photos up to 12 weeks, and then other kind of significant milestones that he's achieved. And I'm basically just going until I fill up the 9x12 album. So I've got, his first 12 weeks, photo every week, and then I've got one photo every month for the first 12 months. And then things like, first steps, first time he rolled over, first time he ate food, his birthday. So obviously his birthday, but also his day of birth. I've got a couple of photos from that because obviously there were some significant things that happened that day. His trip in the ambulance and all of that kind of stuff that I wanted to document for him. There's a few photos, and then some of his surgery dates and things like that. So I will do a flip through once the album is full and finished. This particular photo, you might be wondering why I'm going full on pink when it's documenting Lincoln's 5-month photos, but it was actually taken, his 5-month photo, this photo is from my birthday. So literally my birthday, we're having cake. And so I just kind of embraced that theme and went with the pinks and the purples, which went with the collection that I was using. So it took me a while to find a purple that kind of worked from my Distress Oxides. So I've gone with a couple of purples, and I'm still not super happy with how purple it is because it's not very purple. So I jump in and I grab one of the Distress Oxide inks. I think it's in Wilted Violet. Wilted Violet, is that what it's called? It's right in front of me. Yes, Wilted Violet. And do some splatters just to bring in a little bit more of that purple. So the collection I've used to back my cut file is Rosie Studio Mimosa Sunday. It's quite an older collection. I don't think you can get it anymore, but I have a lot of it. Somehow I ended up with 2 ephemera packs, and if you know anything about Rosie Studio, they already do double the amount of ephemera in there. So they do 2 of every piece in their ephemera packs. So there's like 150 pieces in one ephemera pack, and I have 2 of them. So I suspect I'll be donating one because I don't think I will use 2 full ephemera packs, but we'll see. We'll see. So I am just letting this dry by soaking up some of that excess liquid on these inks. The good thing about the Distress Oxides that I love is when you soak up the extra ink, it dries very quickly and it colours so well. This is a cheap cardstock I just got from our local scrapbooking store that was closing down, and I picked up some cardstock quite cheap, and I'm super happy with how it's kind of working. It's thick, it's quite thick, and it seems to be working all right with mixed media, which is good. You can see how vibrant they look, which is the Distress Oxides, obviously quite vibrant, but I'm really happy with how that looks, and I will cover a lot of it with my photos, particularly down the bottom, but you'll see a lot of it at the top. So I've got my little 5 months milestone cards plus my picture, and I'm just going to mount my picture on some white cardstock. This is just scrap cardstock. I think this one is what comes in the Kaiser Craft page protectors when you buy the albums. So it's a very thin, it's almost like copy paper thickness. And I just use it up because I get it in when I buy my albums, and I don't want to waste it. Oh no, this isn't that though. My bad, I'm sorry. It's a double-sided piece of pattern paper that I'm not going to use, which is something that I also do. And I think I say that in a lot of my videos. I also do that. If I'm not going to use a pattern paper and it's only single-sided, then I will use the white side to back photos on and things like that. Now I'm just pulling out some of the 6x6 papers that I used to back the balloons, and I used a whole heap, as you can see, and I'm just pulling out some different ones that I want to use to back my photos on that are going to help it stand out from the page. So you can see that I've pulled out a few up the top there that are making the cut, and I've got 4. So I'm going to back both my photo and also the milestone cards, the milestone card. singular, just to help it pop up from the page, because I did a lot of mixed media in the background. It's sort of they're getting a little bit, not lost, but obviously I want the photo to be the focal point. So I do want to pop it up on some pattern paper just to help it stand out that little bit more. So, and I went with the purples. You don't see purples in scrapbooking collections very much, but I really liked the little pop of purple that this collection had. And this is the first time I've used this collection. And as I said, I've had it a really long time, and I was really happy with how it turned out. So I definitely need to reach into my stash a little more, I think. I've got a million. I could scrapbook for years and not run out of supplies. Can't we all? But I am making a bit of a concerted effort to use a few more of my collections. I've recently kind of changed the way that I store my scrapbooking collections, and it has made it a bit easier to go through and see what I have. And I am finding it easier to reach in and use different things, so that's good. That's a positive. My room is not functional currently though. I'm not loving how it's all put together. So I need to do a bit of work on it, and then I will film a room tour. But I'm not quite there yet. My problem is every time I sit down and think, I'll do some, decluttering of my room, I get distracted and I end up scrapbooking. Anybody else or just me? So you can see here I'm layering my photos up behind my cut file and my milestone card, which is serving, well, when I say it's serving as my title, I do sort of make a title as well, but really the 5 months is, I guess, the important part of the title there. And I'm just centering up that cut file and getting that stuck down. And then, that's right, I just do decide to back my cut file on foam. I wasn't going to. I am trying to keep this milestone album fairly flat because I want to, put as much in as I can. But I do ultimately decide that it does look better stuck up on foam. I think it just needed to pop off that mixed media a little bit to separate it. It is a cut in white cardstock, so it does at least have that kind of border because the pinks are very similar in colour in the mixed media to the pattern papers that I used. So it does blend a little bit, but I am really happy with how this layout turns out ultimately. I love working in the 9x12 size. I forgot. It is a bit limiting because I'm using those milestone cards and I have one photo. It is a little bit limiting to the type of designs that I can do. So when I do my flip through, you will see a lot of similar kind of designs on the page because, it's hard to fit the two photos or the milestone card and the photo in a way that kind of lets you do a lot of different things creatively. But I'm really happy with how it's all looking and how it's all coming together, and I can't wait to finish it and do flip through for you. I think I should finish it this year, which is super exciting. I mean, Lincoln's only 2, so in the general scheme of things, that it hasn't taken me that long to do. Now, I have pulled out already some ephemera from the collection that I knew I wanted to use, as well as the puffy stickers there, which are super cute. And for a collection that has a lot of ephemera, I don't use much on this layout. I think probably because there's a lot going on with the balloons anyway. I didn't want to over embellish. So I pulled in some butterflies, some birds, and some love hearts, and that's almost it. Oh no, I do use the presents. There's a stack of like 3 presents that I put down the bottom with the word celebrate because, celebrating my birthday. So I thought that worked. And then I'm just, those love hearts that I just added to the page. So there's like an outside part and an inside part, and they come kind of together and you can pop them out. So I used 3 of those on the page, but there's obviously two love hearts in each of those little mini clusters. Is that what you call them? I'm not sure. There's not really clusters in this. They're just sort of, the ephemera is placed all over the balloon, and then down the bottom section that I'm working on now, the celebrate with the little present. So I don't think that there's clusters necessarily on this layout, but either way, I'm really happy with it. It's bright, it's colourful, it's happy, it makes me smile, and I really like it. So I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. And you can see that it is easy to include cut files on 9x12 size layouts as well, or 8.5x11. There's not that much different in size. A4 if you're in Australia and you use that size for your scrapbooking, there's definitely a lot of scope in that size to also include cut files on your page. So I am adding from this thicker sheet, which I'm trying to use up in the month of June, even though this layout will come out in July. I actually did make it in June. The thickers are called Peekaboo, and they're what do you call them? A puffy phrase sticker. But they've lost all of their stick, so I do need to go back and stick them down with wet glue, and I'm trying to use them up, so hopefully I get those used up this month. It's one of my product focuses. If you watch my monthly goals video, you will probably already know that this is one of my, or the baby supplies, or one particular collection of baby supplies was one of my focuses for the month of June. So at the time of filming this, I'm only halfway through June, so I don't know yet whether I will finish it all up, but you will have already seen the video, so you will already know, and I will not. But hopefully I do. I feel like I'm doing really well at using my supplies this year, so I'm hoping to keep it up and work through stuff every month. I didn't finish any collections in the month of May, so I'm hoping to finish at least one collection in the month of June. There is a possibility I might finish two. Again, you will already know this because you will have seen my goals video to see what I did use up this month, but I'm super close to using at least one other kind of little collection I've got, so I'm hoping I get to use that up as well, but we'll see. We'll see. I've got a massive to-do list scrappy-wise, and I have done, it's only halfway through the month of June, and I have done so much scrapbooking already. So I am feeling super productive this month. I have made 20 layouts. 20 layouts. Can you believe it? I haven't filmed them all, so you won't be seeing that many videos on the page, but on this channel, but I have made a lot, and I am feeling very inspired. So it's a good feeling when we have those months, I feel. So I'm just sticking down that word adorable. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of frame there. If you haven't noticed, I don't have my glass mat down for this layout. I needed a clean and I'd taken it off. And the glare is a bit annoying, and I know it's a bit annoying. So if you find the glare off-putting from my mixed media mat, let me know. I prefer to scrap with it down because it keeps my desk clean, but I am happy not to if it bothers you guys, the glare. I can just put it down for, my mixed media related stuff and then pull it back up. Now I'm just adding a little butterfly, and I think I add the little bird puffy sticker as well. Do I add a third one? I don't actually think that I do. And then I think I add some splatters. The navy Heidi Swapp Colour Shine, of course. And then I think I'm all done. So stay tuned for the close-ups. Don't forget to check the description box for links to all things Confessions of a Paper Addict. And we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Bye.